It's a one anthem kind of night down at Rogers Place this evening. An all-Canadian matchup. Late game on Hockey Night in Canada. And let me tell you, it's snowy as shit outside. It's cold as shit, -10. We're double digits below. And it's just starting to feel like hockey season here for the Edmonton Oilers. Saturday night, all-Canadian. Just feels right. Feels different this evening. Should be a good one. Oilers-Jets. They get set for their first of 3 matchups this season, I do believe. Haven't seen them all year. No Connor Hellebuck this evening. Oilers are rolling. Question mark? Who knows? Exclamation point. That's how I feel. But hello and welcome to Pregaming with Bordzy, brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Joined by, might as well just be co-host Brett Holden this evening. Double duty again for him. An excellent evening down here at Dogpatch. Bert, this place packed as shit right now.
I know.
Not an open table available. Couple Oilers jerseys. Couple alternate Edmonton Oilers jerseys, because tonight will be another alternate night for the Oilers. I laugh. They're just doing this all right before Christmas. It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Well played, Edmonton Oilers. Brett, give me a vibe check.
I mean, to be fair, that is what I'm going to be. My mother asked me, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, a Jake Wallman jersey. And
Really?
she said, oh, yeah? Send me the link. And I went, sounds good. That was 4 weeks ago. I haven't sent the link. But I will be getting a Jake Wallman reverse retro, or not reverse, the thirds. Yeah, I guess they're the thirds now. Vibe check's wonderful. I'm happy that we claimed this spot here at Dogpatch last time. So they know to expect us to be sitting here this time, because there's nowhere to be sitting. Even the long table over here is packed. I'm looking every single table.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good one down here this evening. Also, took me like 3-4 weeks of trying, but I finally made this audio upgrade down here at Dogpatch, and it is so much better of a viewing experience. Come on down. Find out for yourself. Also, you picking up what I'm laying down when I say it's cold as shit outside, it's snowy out. Now it feels like hockey season.
Dude,
this feels like we're here. We've arrived now.
This after the American Thanksgiving and seeing everything that you see on social media, all that stuff, this was the first time in probably 2 years. Like last year, I wasn't really in the Christmas spirit. This year, I've really felt it. The tree went up right after Remembrance Day. Actually, my father's birthday wish was for us to put the Christmas tree up. So it feels it. You feel the holiday and feel the Christmas and hockey season.
Top 3 favorite Christmas movies off the top of your head.
Elf,
Go.
Elf,
Chat, you as well.
Elf. 8 Crazy Nights. Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah,
love that movie.
Grew up on that one.
And
not even Jewish.
Yeah. Love that movie. Whitey. I love Whitey.
That's a technical.
Yeah.
That's good watching. Yeah, I'm going Grinch for sure.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
8 Crazy Nights. It's probably my 3.
Sure.
And then my 2 would be like the old Rudolph. I think it was like claymation.
I love
like claymation-y.
Oh,
that's the abominable snowman, or whoever you say that.
Yeah.
That's the one for me. Let me know in the chat. Be your top 3 Christmas movies. Also, love Office Christmas Party and the movie The Night Before. Those are my 2 like comedy modern day Christmas movies for me. They're hilarious.
Haven't seen The Night Before, and I know I should. Blah blah blah. Did a report on it, but my buddy watched it for me. I just rewatched Office Christmas Party for the first time in like 10 years or whatever that first came out, and just stands up. Just hilarious. I mean, to be fair, a couple of problematic people in there.
Yeah.
But as long as you get
keep that out of there. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Exactly.
They're playing a character.
They're doing cocaine.
All right, get up in the chat. Austin, he's in. He's good. He's good during the Christmas season. He's also been asking about the nation vacation.
Oh,
we might be meeting Austin for the first time down in Vegas. Give me an update on that, buddy. He says, Bordzy, fire up this fucking band, baby. The rest of you, vibe check. Out, lock and load your belt straps and leather conditioner. It's going to be belt to ass kind of day. Hope will never die. Soggy Corpse is in with a simple, we the best.
We the best music. The streets is fed up.
Mr. Burns, let's go Oilers. If last game doesn't give you some momentum, I don't know what will. Cup, yeah. Couple good defensive efforts, you could say, in a row here, ish.
Yeah.
Last game, maybe some room for improvement. Leon Draisaitl, maybe just don't Don't dangle right
2
into
out
your
of the last
goaltender.
3.
There you go. Baby steps. We've been
Just got to
taking
put it all together.
little steps all season. Amanda's in, hoping for a solid team game tonight. Let's see some good goaltending, solid D, and offense rolling all in the same game. Now you're asking for something. Now you're dreaming. Maynard's in. Says, evening, idiots.
I love the E.
I love that. I love that. Mr. Burns again. Yeah, I guess we haven't played another Canadian team for a while now. Cody's in. Going to the game tonight. Oil never lose when I'm in the building. Hashtag someone buy me season seats.
Cody.
Let's get a petition going to get Cody down to Rogers Place more often.
I just beat Cody a couple weeks ago in our fantasy basketball league.
Shout out.
I actually don't think I played him yet.
I'm beating you in our fantasy hockey league right now.
Shut up.
You still have Jack Roslovic in your starting lineup. I haven't said anything all week, and I felt willing to say something today. It's Saturday.
It's because I have
My boy's been snoozing.
Thomas Shabbat's in my only IR spot because Zach only gave us one IR spot to play with.
Kind of bullshit.
Olympic year. Whatever.
Kind of bullshit. Also, Cody, maybe you can report back a little bit later on because this was a late development I found out this afternoon, but it's going to be Edmonton Oilers World of Warcraft crossover evening. I see Slurmsy's in and says, what's the World of Warcraft thing going on? So actually, fun fact, we were planning to have Matthew Wozniak on today's pre and post game show, but you know him, he's our resident WoW guy. Learned that from him. That's how the kids refer to World of Warcraft. But Woz called me this afternoon and was like, kind of like a little kid. And I was calling to ask like for permission to go to the Oilers game. And I was like, yeah, man, like, A, I'm not your boss. B, do whatever the hell you want. So he's going down there. He's incredibly excited. He just came down to Dogpatch for a little pregame beer, a little pre-gaming with Bordzy down here at Dogpatch, live and in the flesh. He was giddy, smiling ear to ear. It's his two worlds crossing over. And then this is basically the explanation of what it is. Do I know why they picked the Oilers? Why a Saturday night game, late night against the Winnipeg Jets? You mentioned no Connor Hellebuck in the game as well. But hey, they're locked in and they're rolling with it. It says as part of a celebration for midnight, the epic second chapter of World of Warcraft's thing. This game is coming out March. It's coming out in March. This is the first of 2 World of Warcraft nights they're going to have down at Rogers Place. They said expect stuff in the bowl game presentation. Chat, let me know if you're down there. What's it going to look like? I know Woz super excited. Did you ever play World of Warcraft?
No, I tried. So
I was a RuneScape guy.
So actually, I was just going to say, so RuneScape, when I moved schools, so I was trying to fit in grade 5, when I actually left the school that I met Woz in. One of my friends that I was sitting next to was talking about RuneScape, and he had this RuneScape book, and we were moving from my childhood home to this new home. And I was staying with my grandparents because they were moving everything. They didn't want the kid involved, you know. So I just spent my whole weekend reading this RuneScape book. I'm like, I'm so excited to try and play this RuneScape game. I have learned everything. And I get to my new house and I start playing it. It took me 2 days. And I'm like, fuck this. I can't do it. So all the power to the people who can play the oh my god, they're the stories, because I can do what's the role
RPG?
Yeah,
role-playing game?
not World of Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons. I can do those kinds of role-playing games and stuff like that, but I just can't do those video games like that. All the power to them.
World of Warcraft never got into. The South Park episode was my introduction into World of Warcraft, which if you've seen it before, it's absolutely incredible. It's television gold. When I was a RuneScape guy, I went hard for 1 week on spring break. Went to town. I also got put in RuneScape jail. Was talking too much junk online.
Hey, you can't do that.
Got put in jail. Never got out of the jail. Never picked it up ever again. That's my story of RuneScape and my experience. But to the ice now for the Edmonton Oilers. I tell you, I wish all games were as good as the one we did Thursday night against the Seattle Kraken. Reminded me that Oilersnation After Dark can and fun be just an awesome time when the Edmonton Oilers bring, once again, belt to ass, as they did in their 9-4 victory against the Seattle Kraken. Those are the dream post-game shows because it's close your eyes, pick a player, talk about how awesome they were in that hockey game, and then move on to the next awesome player in that hockey game. Connor McDavid, he led from the front, 3 goals, 4-point night. Dry had 4 points. Nuge had 3. Boucher had 3. Then you even had guys who been on the schneid, now off the schneid. Matthias Janmark scores a goal. That's when you know things are going well for the Edmonton Oilers. Matt Savoy had his most productive game in the NHL without a doubt. Adam Henrique, we asked for the third line to produce some points. He had 2 apples. Andrew Mangiapane, while no points, he was around it.
Yeah.
He was getting snake bitten. Baby steps once again here for our boy Andrew
He got an
Mangiapane.
assist, didn't he? On the Janmark goal.
I believe not, or did he?
Did they not give it to him?
I'm pretty
maybe?
sure he didn't. Either way, he looked very much improved. And then kind of bring it into the crease, Calvin Pickard. It wasn't the perfect offensive night for the Edmonton Oilers. It was enough to get the W. Of course, that goal has to go in the final seconds of the third period to bring his save percentage to sub at 900. At the end of the day, it's your backup goaltender. He got the W. The W will always trump save percentage or expected save percentage. I don't give a shit. It was an evening so nice, Brett, on Thursday. We decided to run it back, just me and you. Bankroll went 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Your spider was close.
Close.
Hoping for some of the same vibes, but how awesome was Thursday? That was like peak Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, absolutely. It took it. I mean, before we
also
even,
forgot to split the G.
I know. Okay, good. I was thinking about that before you even tossed me.
Timeout.
So we
Time
do
out.
have to split the G because I really need to sip my drink really bad.
There you go.
Let's see.
There you go.
I won it last time. Exhilarating hockey.
That's good podcasting, baby. Oh my God, look at that.
I think I did that perfectly.
Did we both just nail that? Man, when you crush this many beers down at Dogpatch in the River Valley,
You kind of get good at it.
Kind of get really good.
Halfway, I do
at
want to say
down-
halfway through that, I went, I could have finished this whole thing.
You won't do it.
Didn't want to show up.
But back to Thursday, the Oilers 9-4 beatdown, belt to ass on the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful because, like you said, you could point at anybody on that team who had a really nice effort, and that's from the top 9 to the bottom 6 to the defensive core. There were a lot of very positive things, and hey, you know how vocal I've been. It's funny how people are vocal about certain players, like Matthias Janmark. Apparently, for me, it's been Alec Regula so far this year, which is strange for me because I like weird, obscure.
We all have our guys we
defensemen.
love, and we all have our guys to hate.
Absolutely. And right now, I have not had a lot of love for Alec Regula, but Alec Regula has been having a nice little stretch of games too, right? So, and again, like I talked about it on last pregaming, where heading into the last game against Seattle, you're going on this little bit of a run. You had some good games. You had that really staunch defensive effort against the Minnesota Wild. Couldn't get the offense going really, but you had a really good game against the Seattle before, so you just got to put those two together. Didn't put it all together against Seattle in that third game, but they found their offense and were able to just score at will. Now you get again like a historically good team in Winnipeg. Last year went to the playoffs, won a series, almost
President's Trophy.
We almost played them in the playoffs last year. So a good team, but now you got to again put it all together. It's nice to see the puck go in. You've seen the last couple of games you can get some goaltending and defensive effort. Let's mash those two together and make a really good baby.
In a game where the Edmonton Oilers scored 9 goals, Chris Knobloch and his message was kind of consistent to point out his team's defensive effort and how in parts of that game, but especially the last 2, the Oilers have been improved defensively. And yes, outscoring your problems is it's a much more entertaining strategy, I'll tell you that. It's good for us when we sit here in these seats. It's not one that your NHL head coach really wants you to commit to. Nobby spoke to the media earlier today about this. Let's take a listen.
Overall, we've been playing pretty well defensively. Our compete, our attention to detail has been better. And, and as good as that is, sometimes you play a really good game and you just can't score. And I thought that's what happened against the Minnesota game where, their goalie played really well or we just didn't bear down and finish the opportunities. But we got to be careful that we can't be expecting to score 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals to win hockey games. And, it's usually 3 should be enough to score or win a hockey game, and that's kind of the mentality. Is that if we can keep the other team to 2, we should be able to win. So, from a coach's perspective, we're always thinking more of the defense, and the player's perspective, they're thinking more offense. So you got to have a balance.
You heard it right there from the horse's mouth. The goal is to keep the other team at 2, which In the last two Stuart Skinner starts, they have done exactly that. He's only allowed one goal in his last 50 shots against 49 of 50 in his last 120 minutes of puck. Calvin Pickard was good enough on Thursday night. You get the W. Once again, I really mean it. The win is all that matters over save percentage, expected save percentage, whatever you want to give me. Backup goaltender just needs to get the W. So the conversation around the Edmonton Oilers goaltender search in the trade market and the Connor Ingram and all this has quieted down a little bit over the last week or two, but then seemed like it was picking back up. And we had a tweet earlier this morning with a great first message from Ryan Rashog as we pull it up here on the screen. He says, happy Saturday morning. Drive safe out there on these roads, which, yeah, I will tell you, take it safe. I got new tires this year. I'm a fucking new man on these roads. I'm barely slipping and sliding. It's fantastic. But he says no goaltending deals done for the Oilers, despite some wild speculation otherwise. Things could always change, but that's the state of it as of Friday night, Saturday morning. So I don't know if you saw the Two Mutts Hockey Podcast had an early report last night saying that the deal was in fact done for Tristan Jarry. And no, it was the Two Mutts. It was not the Two Butts Podcast, but solid reporting there, fellas. There really is no difference. I also laugh. How did none of us ever come up with Two Butts? It's right there.
Yeah.
How did it take this long for this to happen? So you see what Ryan Rashog had to say about it. Brett, I've been very consistent in my stance, and I will continue to be very consistent in my stance. No goalie trades until 2026. The only move that I think the Oilers should consider is Connor Ingram if you need to this month. But we know they've been pretty committed to keeping Calvin Pickard, and Connor Ingram's not turning many heads. He's turning a couple heads down there in Bakersfield from time to time. But I don't think that's a move the Oilers are going to be making in 2026. Other GMs have the Oilers backed up against a corner. They know that they want to make that search. And then the other part of me, I have a very tough time judging both of the Edmonton Oilers goaltenders quarter of the way through the season because it has been dog shit defensively in front of them for much of the season. But you look at a couple of the last games, the two specifically for Stuart Skinner. Shockingly enough, a good defensive presence in front of him, and you get a good goaltending performance from one Stuart Skinner. So it looks like, at least for now, the goaltending talk a little bit quieter, Brett. Do you agree with that? Should that continue to happen? And you're picking up what I'm laying down. Yes. 2026.
Yes, because I agree with you with Ingram being in the system right now. And I like the term, like the bullet in the chamber for the Edmonton Oilers, because he is. And you mentioned that he hasn't been turning heads in Bakersfield right now. I don't think he needs to. He does not need to. He's not a guy who needs to come out there and prove he's an NHLer. He has. He's won trophy, NHL awards. He has won NHL awards. And like, he is a proven NHL goaltender. He just needs to prove that his head's right and his program is right and his process. Thank you.
I knew that's what you were looking for.
His process is back, and he's just feeling good back out on the ice. And really, it's not Connor Ingram to go out there and force the Edmonton Oilers' hand to make this move. Really, it's Calvin Pickard's job to lose this job and force the Edmonton Oilers' hands to make that move. Because really, like, again, we've talked about it ad nauseum about how much that Calvin Pickard passed every test he handed to him last year. That's great, and I thank him for it. But he hasn't passed every test they've handed him this year. And so far, I know Connor Ingram's stats don't look too good right now, but you know what has him in games? Like, there's been a lot of people who watch those games, who have watched those games, who sit there and go, yes, the box score hunters are not going to be happy about this, but he did not deserve to lose this game, or he stole this game for the Bakersfield Condors. It's just, I agree with you that you don't make a trade until 2026. I'm honestly done and ready with Calvin Pickard.
No trades in 2026. I'm okay with the bullet in the chamber. Also, the thing for Ingram, and we heard Devin Dubnyk kind of mention it, and lots of goaltenders have echoed the same sentiment. AHL hockey is a completely different animal than the NHL in that it's way more chaotic, way more uncontrolled.
You're on buses.
A little bit messier. Also, just the style of play on the ice, everything about it, and that it's, you're right, just staying alive, staying in the process. Staying alive. But speaking of goaltending, one Stuart Skinner is going to be getting the start this evening. And in this game, he's debuting a whole brand new set of pads. And in my opinion, they look beautiful. They look absolutely. I love the cream colored jerseys. I love the coaches wearing the cream colored jackets in practice. And get a look at these new bad boys on your screen right here, because I love the look of these. I can only imagine how good that's going to look when he's wearing the actual jersey over top of it. This will be the third time the Oilers wear their alternate jerseys this season. They did it once against Utah, October 28th, and then they obviously did the last game against the Seattle Kraken. Once again, do you suddenly want to buy one for Christmas? Because I feel like many Oilers fans are doing that right now. They're going to be rocking them a couple more times this season, a couple more home games, and then I believe it's 2 games in January that they're going to wear them on the road. So they look beautiful. Thoughts on the pads? Thoughts on the coaches look as well? Did you see the coaches in the cream color?
Yeah, things? I love this.
It's not bad.
No, and somebody, I was trying to find who it was, tweeted out the Oilers have scored like 11 goals in the 2 games that they've worn. It's like 11, 12, or 13 goals that they've scored in these 2 games that they've worn it. So, yeah, they must be feeling nice. Must be feeling nicey. Oh. So yeah, I love them. I said from the start, I will put my hand up and say that I was, again, I'm going to use the word staunch. Staunch.
It's a good word.
Hard. Yeah, it's spelled cool. Better than gaunch. Staunch. These jerseys are sick and staunch. Like, as soon as we see these jerseys on the ice, we're going to love them. I've been seeing a lot of those cream jerseys around. I don't know about you.
Cream colored jerseys are in. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got a good one.
I love cream.
As well, that they got. Cream team.
Cream
team. Shout out Barstool for that one as well. Stuart Skinner, as I mentioned, good last 2 games. Stopped 49-50 that he's seen. He's looked dialed in. Rebound control good. He's not flipping and flopping around like a fish in the crease. Here's to hoping. Here's to praying. Let's make it 3 games in a row here for Stu. And it comes against the team in the Winnipeg Jets, who flew in late last night as they are on the second half of a back-to-back. They beat the Buffalo Sabres by a score of 4-1. And then the moment the game was over, bang, they hopped on a flight and they got over.
Was it at home?
Down here to Edmonton. It was at home.
Where'd they fly out from?
Well, they had to drive the bus all the way down.
They had to go all the way to North Dakota?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Tough night. Back-to-backs for these Jets.
Rough.
It's also, so before that home game yesterday against the Buffalo Sabres, the Jets were on a 5-game road trip. So it's been 7 games in a row here with travel for them. And then, like I mentioned, they just got out of Dodge the moment after last night to try and rest in Edmonton. It hasn't been the same season this year for the Winnipeg Jets. And it's not just because Connor Hellebuck is now injured his knee, I believe November 18th. He underwent minor arthroscopic knee surgery. Was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Still doesn't have a set timetable for his return, but the goaltending, I think, while he's been out, has still been fine. The issue for the Winnipeg Jets is they can't really get any consistent goal scoring except from their top line. So remember last year, the Jets were an absolute wagon. They ran away with the President's Trophy. Connor Hellebuck was the MVP, but it's a different year this year. Last year at this point, they were 18-8-0. They're now 14-12-1 on the season. Looking inward at the NHL playoff picture, they are actually tied with the Edmonton Oilers, or 1 point ahead of the Oilers for the first spot outside of the last wild card. So it's been a bit of a fall for grace here for Winnipeg. And with the continued elite play of the Central Division, I thank my lucky stars every single day that I wake up and we are in the Pacific Division. So their offense, though, back to that. The top line of Scheifele, Velarde, Kyle Connor, they continue to bury and produce like everything else, like every other year. But it's the lack of scoring, I'll say, in the bottom 9 might even be the way that I refer to this team. Cole Perfetti, he hasn't been producing. I think he has 4 points in 13 games. They signed Gustav Nyquist. He's played 20 games, still doesn't have a single goal to his name. Adam Lowry, their leader, only has 1 goal to his name this season. It's just been a tough one. And then speaking of tough, I feel dirty saying this, but the big name free agent acquisition of the summer for the Winnipeg Jets in Jonathan Toews has not gone the way they had hoped. This is my shocked face. I think it's wild that the Jets kind of had him penciled in as their 2C for the start of the season and just hoping that he would find his game. Remember, he spent years away from the NHL. He had to deal with his long COVID symptoms where he did this like India treatment where it was trying to flush toxins out of your body.
That's
Read
right.
some of the details, watched the video, looked painful as
I
shit,
couldn't
looked
believe it.
awful what that guy had to do. So it's not, I necessarily blame the player. I understand why the drop off has been there, but it hasn't been a good year for him. He has 3 goals, 9 points, 27 games. Plus minus isn't everything, but he's minus 12 on the year. The next closest guy on the team, minus 7. So there's definitely a drop off here with Jonathan Toews. We talked to a Jets insider yesterday on ONE, and yep, even he was saying you don't want to say it, you don't want to acknowledge it, that it's not looking good out there for Jonathan Toews, but it's not looking good for a lot of guys in the Jets forward group. Brett, thoughts on the matchup? Second half back-to-back with travel as well.
I mean, hey, they always. I remember Kevin Cheveldayoff sitting there going, I remember when we brought the Winnipeg Jets here to Winnipeg, the first thing we thought was, how cool would it be to have Jonathan Toews be a Winnipeg Jet? And now we got him.
Oh, you can have him.
At least they got him. I mean,
Yeah.
for hockey in Winnipeg, it's a wonderful thing. That's great. Good for them. If they're going to be a competitive and serious cup contending team, he can't be your 2C. He guy that you want to have in the locker room.
Does it
I'm not
feel
saying
dirty
you
to say
don't.
that? Yeah,
Yes,
that's your
because
4C?
because
Yeah.
I am now going to justify by
Yeah.
saying I would love to have Jonathan Toews 4C, 3C, whatever in a sustainable system or anything like that. But he can't be your 2C. He can't be somebody that you're relying on for offense. He can be somebody that you're relying on for your younger guys to sit there and go, I haven't experienced this before. I haven't experienced being on the road for 15 days straight or 7 days straight, I guess, in Winnipeg's case. How can I find places to eat and still whatever and this and that and still be a good professional? That's when you want to have Jonathan Toews like that. But you just can't rely on him at this point in his career. Listen, Winnipeg has lost a lot of players, or a couple of players, key players, I should be saying, and not only to injury this year, like within the offseason. Losing Nikolai Ehlers sucked, and like that's a tough player to then have to try and find production for, really. So I just think that this is what our friends at What Chaos, DJ and Pete and Sean, call a fallow year, I think, for them. I think they just have to punt on the season here and just kind of admit, listen, like that a lot of things have gone wrong here. This is a good draft. Let's try and figure something out here. And you would hate to be drafting 16th overall, whatever it is now, with the 32 teams just missing that playoff spot in the Gavin McKenna draft because you thought you could punch it with Jonathan Toews at the end of his career, you know? So I don't know.
It's been a disappointing.
You either need to make something big happen or just punt.
And I mean, they're never going to punt. I don't think that's going to be their strategy,
No.
or not a vocal one that they're going to do, because they signed Helly. They signed Mark Scheifele. They have these guys. Kyle Connor just had a new ticket as well. They're a team that, like, you don't want to play them when you get in the NHL playoffs, but you also want to play them because they seem to be fraudulent every single season and dwindle away. Connor Hellebuck specifically in the NHL playoffs. Also, Ryder and Lisa are in the chat right now. Ryder, Lisa, I got over 100 responses on my Family Feud survey. Some good ones. Brett, we'll review the tape a little bit later on today.
I can't wait.
Also, Lance Kane and DM me because he answered one of the dumbest things possible in there, but we corrected it.
Yeah.
We corrected it. Shout out to him. Lisa also said, you guys are so good at your jobs. I'm trying to picture myself on the show and I'd just be silently drinking.
That's what I've been doing.
I mean, I don't think drinking and silence have ever been in the same sentence for either one of us.
That's true.
A couple of loud boys, but let's go now to your need to know information courtesy of our friends from Wilhock Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn that Wilhock name, made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, other products out of their Leduc location. Or for more info, head on over to Get Yo Jerky on at WilhockBeefJerky.com. Let's pull it up, the lines we saw at Morning Skate earlier today, because it's going to be the same group for the most part as we saw in the last game. The only change, one Connor Clattenburg not on the ice. So we're sticking with the McHuge line that Ryder has now
I
nicknamed
like
the
that.
top line. How did we never come up with
Yeah,
that? How did we
I know.
never rub two stones together and come up with something like that? It's so simple.
It's
It's
not
so
often
obvious.
that we do.
It's so perfect. So shout out Ryder and Lisa on the sauce. Subscribe to their new YouTube channel. It's Nuge, McDavid, Hyman. Second line of Pods, Dry, and Matthew Savoy. Pods had a goal. Matt Savoy had 2 goals. Leon Draisaitl had a 4-point night. It was good in the last one. Your third line, Mangiapane with Rico and Matthias Janmark. Your fourth line of Frederick, Curtis Lazar. And the return of Tommy Smokes. David Tomasek returns to the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers because Connor Clattenburg will not be playing this evening. We do know he's okay. His eyeball, it's okay. He got some stitches above his eye after the last game, but he's not ready to go. Didn't get a whole ton of detail about it, but Nobby assured us that he's going to be fine. However, Nobby tends to lie to us from time to time.
Yeah, fair.
Speaking of that, there's going to be no Jake Wallman tonight in this hockey game. And Nobby, we all remember it. I said it, Brett. I don't believe him when he told us he expected him to be back this week. That was during the weekdays. This is the weekend, Saturday, for the Edmonton Oilers. And no Jake Wallman, once again, still out with an undisclosed injury. And he's been out since that November 20th game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Also for Tommy Smokes, he hasn't been in the lineup since the Dallas game, November 25th, which is only 3 games not being in the lineup. But it feels longer than that because there was a 3-day break
Yeah,
after that Dallas game.
yeah, that's probably a rough game to sit there and like stew on.
Oh,
As a guy who's the one
Tommy
guy
Smokes
who got
anytime goal?
no.
Fair
But
enough. I was testing you.
But that would suck to be like the one like, oh, I'm the one who's getting scratched right now. And
Yeah.
like have to stew on that game. Yeah, that would suck. Hey, maybe, but no.
There we go. Either way, he
Bet
gets a
what
shot
you're
back in the
willing to
lineup.
lose.
No Clattenburg. This is game 3 of the homestand for the Edmonton Oilers. They went 1-1-0 so far. Winnipeg tonight. Buffalo on Tuesday. The Detroit Red Wings on Thursday. Before they head out, there you see it on your screen. Another 5-game road trip after that. But I tell you, Brett, I promise, after that, it does get better for the Edmonton Oilers. In
Are
the month
those all
of
east?
January, well,
Except for Minnesota.
on the way back, we'll make a stop in the
Yeah.
Central Division, Central Time
Do a
Zone on the way
matinee.
back. This first of 3 matchups between the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. Edmonton's going to travel. You see it. They're going to go back December 29th to take on the Jets, and then again in Winnipeg for January 8th. So a lot of busing for the Edmonton Oilers coming
Yeah,
up.
that's unfortunate.
Tough one. Edmonton also in their last 10 against Winnipeg, 5-3-2, but they have registered a point in 5 of their last 6 games against the Jets. Last year, the Oilers went 1-1-1. They lost 6-0 on October 9th. If you remember that, I believe it was the season opener for the Edmonton Oilers. Tough one. Then they lost 4-3 in OT on March 20th, and then got their final dub against the Jets 4-1 on April 13th. Stuart Skinner, he officially gets the start, debuting his new pads. Numbers this year, he's up to an .888 save percentage. Here we go. Now we go. But reasons for optimism tonight in his career against the Jets. He's got good numbers. 5-1-1 record with a 2.53 goals against and a 9.04 save percentage. Stu. Once again, stopped 49 of his last 50. It's time for us to believe. On the other side of things, Winnipeg Jets, they own a 14-12-1 record. 6th in the Central, 1 point out of a playoff spot, tied with the Oilers, but they have 1 game in hand. Also looked at it. The Jets have 12 regulation wins this season. The Oilers have 7.
Ugh.
Tough one for the Oil.
Hey.
We're milking the extra point. And that's kind of the thing about the month of November went horribly for the Winnipeg Jets. They actually went 5-8-0, which on paper doesn't really feel that bad. But when everybody else in the Western Conference is grabbing loser points left, right, and center, that actually adds up pretty fast. In the month of November, the Jets ranked 31st in the NHL in points percentage. The
Wow.
month of October, for comparison, they were 6th. So yes, Connor Hellebuck, he gets injured in the middle of the month of November, but it's been a lack of goal scoring, I would say, this year for the Winnipeg Jets. You want to pull up the head-to-head between these two teams. So Winnipeg, they rank 15th in the NHL in goals for per game at 3.04. They also rank 15th in goals allowed. They're 12th on the power play, 9th on the PK. Down a lot. A lot of their numbers are down from last season, obviously, as they will be, but they're still battling. They're still finding a way. 14-12-1. A couple more loser points in there, and they'd be right back in it in the Central Division.
Yeah.
Mark Scheifele, he leads the Jets in points so far this year. 14 goals, 21 assists, 35 points in 27 games. But Kyle Connor's right behind him. He has 15 goals on the season, 34 points, 27 games. Josh Morrissey, up to his old tricks, virtual lock for Team Canada at the Olympics this season. He has 24 points, averages over 24 minutes per night on the ice. There was a quote, I forget from what teammate it was, but he basically said, yeah, man, he's an absolute lock for Team Canada, but like he would never admit that. He's incredibly humble. Morrissey, you're allowed to admit you're really good at hockey.
It's probably Eric Comrie. Have you listened to him?
No.
Eric Comrie is one of the best personalities in hockey. He is
I've become a big
funny.
Devin Cooley guy.
Really?
I'm into some of them. Liam doesn't like him either.
Yeah, I'm behind him on that. No, Eric Comrie, just a great personality. Some of the stuff he sits there and says is so funny. Oh, shit.
I think it's got some late news as well here. Would appear that one Eric Comrie is the confirmed starting goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets. That, of course, courtesy of our friends at Daily Faceoff. Check it on the tab on their website. They got the starting goaltenders. We're maybe preparing for one Thomas Milic, which is probably the right play because this would have been his second career NHL start coming against the Edmonton Oilers. Milic had appeared in 2 games in his career. Damn it, I guess we're not going to see him tonight, so it's going to be Eric Comrie. But second half of a back-to-back for him. I believe he stopped 34 of 35 last night against the Buffalo Sabres. So not bad. He's definitely more prepped to play against the Edmonton Oilers, I would say, than one Thomas Milic. People in the chat, let's see. I'm just checking Twitter as well.
I really like Thomas Milic. Like I wanted the Oilers to draft him a couple years ago. This was before he was because he ended up becoming the Team Canada goaltender at the World Juniors, but he was the goaltender on that Seattle Thunderbirds team that Reed Schaefer played on. And I believe who else was on that team? Grayson Sachin, a lot of really good players, and Thomas Milic ran the team ran the crease for that Seattle Thunderbirds team. Really fun goalie to watch in juniors. Thought that maybe the Oilers could make him into something. Happy he's getting a shot in Winnipeg.
Final buzzer said Brett just conjured up Eric Comrie getting the start. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised Comrie is starting.
Now I have to fix everything.
Yeah, now Brett's making a brand new starting goaltender graphic. Double duty right here for my big guy, my pal Brett Holden. So I guess moving to the storyline, the key to victory for me is that the Edmonton Oilers are not going to score 9 goals every single night, but they're also not going to get shut out every single night. It's about finding that middle ground here for the Edmonton Oilers and finding that balance. You heard Nobby early kind of emphasizing the need for consistency on the defensive end, only allowing 2, and that they should be able to win most nights. Earlier this morning, Zach Hyman and Brett Kulak caught up with the media talking about kind of that balance of good defense leading to good offense and that kind of back and forth. Let's take a listen here. Oh, we both pressed it. I thought you were busy. You pressed it for me.
Well, I mean, you got to have everything kind of going the right way, and that's what you build towards, right? I think we want to be able to play a full 60 on both sides of the puck, and the two work hand in hand. When you're playing really well offensively, it means you're spending less time in the D zone, and when you're defending really well, you're spending more time in the O zone. So what comes first? It's really important that you do both, and that's when you get good results.
Consistency is important. You're going to have those off nights that happens, but you hope those are few and far between. So I think just getting back to a consistent game, we're creating offense, but not at the sacrifice of good defense.
It starts in the defensive zone. I like the way that Hyman broke that down of, hey, you spend less time in your D zone, you're going to spend more time in the O zone. If you spend more time in the O zone, you spend less in the D zone. It's not a crazy science here, but it does feel like the Oilers are starting to find something. Nobby, I like it earlier in the one clip where he was mentioning, like, players want offense, coaches want defense. Now, you're not banking on 9 goals every night. I was preparing for the Oilers to absolutely light up one Thomas Milic in this hockey game. So that does change things a little bit with Eric Comrie coming in tonight, but I'm still confident in the Oilers. They got that look in their eyes in their pregame media scrums again here where they're saying the same shit they were telling me in October and November. But Brett, Maybe I'm just a sucker for Brett Kulak's eyes, but damn it, I believe
Aren't
him.
we all?
I believe him.
Aren't we all? No, 100%. And you're also seeing like those, you're seeing the fruits of said labor, and I love that term. I say it almost every show, but you really are like you've seen the Oilers this year so far talk a lot about being able to do certain things. We realize that we're making this mistake, and they've been able to come out there and correct that mistake. That's why my messaging this whole year so far has been, I'm not worried about the start that they've been having, because this is a good time to be having those issues, because you have 82 games to go and fix those issues instead of having 4 losses to potentially fix those issues, right? So this is, you're just seeing step by step from the Edmonton Oilers of, oh, this isn't going well. Okay, we've corrected this. But now this isn't going well, but we've also now corrected this. So how do we all put this all together? So yeah, no, 100%. It's good messaging that we're seeing from the Edmonton Oilers. And again, we have what, 50, 60 more games for them to go out there and show that messaging on the ice.
Time to go. Once again, it's cold out, snowy out. This is the Edmonton Oilers' time to roll. Let's go now to the home team lineup, brought to you by our friends from Oodle Noodle, in which last night came home from work, what about like 3:30, 4 o'clock, Brett? And I was like, well, I was preparing to drink some beers last night, but I didn't.
Aren't we all?
Because I was like, well, I'm going to take a nice power nap this evening. Shocker, power nap went way too long, much longer than it should have. And I woke up and was like, well, I'm not making food. I'm not doing that. So you know what I did? I ordered some Oodle Noodle. I, in fact, ordered so much that today, for an excellent college football Saturday afternoon, had a second green onion cake,
you
had half of my
suck.
hot Thai box. I was living it up today on my couch. No pants. You didn't ask, but I figured I'd let you know
You can't
as well.
have pants on.
Shout out Oodle Noodle. I didn't want to get any drip. Didn't want to drip or anything. But shout out Oodle Noodle. Nice. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Sign up, earn loyalty, rewards points. Bert, throw it up here for me. The expected Edmonton Oilers lineup tonight. The McHuge line to kick things off. The top line of Nuge, Mick, Hyman. Those three, they looked awesome in the last game. Their first game this season. All three of them healthy. All three of them starting and finishing the game on the same line together. Your second line, Vasily Podkolzin with Leon Draisaitl and Matthew Savoy, the boy, as the chat is always quick to point out. Third line, Janmark. Can he go 2 games in a row scoring a goal with his stick?
No.
Probably not. But a man can dream, brother, with Rico and Andrew Mangiapane, Trent Frederick with Curtis Lazar, and Tommy Smokes making his return after a 3-game absence out of the lineup. Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Reggie, Kulak with Ty Emberson. So the big story for me coming out of Thursday night offensively was, everybody getting in on the point night. There was Matt Savoy, but it was the McHuge line. And that trio picking up exactly where they left off last season. They had 8 points between the three of them. Connor had a hat trick. Nuge had 3 points. Hyman had a beautiful goal that when he's scoring things, when he's getting them off his skate, and then he's scoring ones like that, everything's rolling for the Zach attack right now. They got it done at 5v5. They got it done on the power play as well. And McDavid kind of talked about it with Gene Principe in the post-game interview, how good it was to play with them. But he also mentioned specifically that McDavid had a shot-first mentality in that game Thursday. He finished with 7 shots on goal in that one. And he mentioned against Minnesota, maybe his little bit of passiveness led to them being shut out in that hockey game. But Thursday, he was ripping from all over. He was looking like a guy who promised me he would score 50 goals this year. I need 40 plus for me to have any chance of not doing the milk mile this year for the Oilers Nation Everyday Challenge. But shot first mentality was a big thing we heard from McDavid say a lot. I'm sure we have all yelled it at our television sets a lot this season. But Brett, it was refreshing to see all three of them back together, and it was refreshing to see McDavid be a trigger man.
Yeah, well, and kind of the theming too, and After Dark, the last show after seeing this was, it was a trickle down effect. You saw your stars go out there and produce, and Connor McDavid score the hat trick in a game where, again, like, I was concerned about them being able to just build, and they scored 9 goals, led by their leader. Perfect. Let that trickle down. let's all get a little bit of a ooh, I can score too. I can score a couple, and just a little bit of juice, man. Like that's what I really want to see. Seeing Matt Savoy, even when it's 8-3, that puck going to him, and he's like, I'm scoring this. Like like, especially after he missed that first one, and he gets that opportunity that second time, he knew that he would. I want my second one, my first multi-goal game in the NHL. And again, like when you're having your star, your captain, the best player in the world, scoring a hat trick, leading by at the front, and then your youngest player on the roster getting in on the action,
And Matthias Janmark.
So where do you fit in with that? And all that being said, Trent Frederick was still a minus.
Hey, we deal with that tonight. This is Freddie's
I'm
night.
sorry.
But I like that you mentioned the trickle-down effect, because the dreaded depth scoring phrase has made its way back into Edmonton media and talk online. But on Thursday night, the Oilers got goals from Vasily Podkolzin, 2 from Savoy, 1 from Janmark. Rico had 2 apples. Mangiapane had chances. It was just a fourth line where the only forwards, Clattenburg, Freddie, and Lazar, who didn't register a point in that hockey game.
Even that Podkolzin goal, like he looked like Leon Draisaitl on that goal.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, 92 looked like 29.
I also said if Stuart Skinner let that goal in, hard and feathered through the city. But that's just how it goes, hey? Joey DeCourt, all goaltenders allow bad goals against, but the bottom 6, you don't expect them to score every single game, but like a goal from the bottom 6 with the way the Edmonton Oilers are built, that is huge in any game. And I liked what I saw in that. Mangiapane, I've said baby steps a lot here, and he's starting to take him. They don't offer to bet 365 for Mangiapane points, but I'd be interested. I'd be interested in something like that. I'll make a bet with you.
I'm kind of not anti-Italian. That can't be said. But I was big on the FIFA World Cup draw yesterday. Me and my girlfriend were watching it live. And I was saying when they were showing Pop 4, I said, it just can't be that Italian one. It cannot be. And Canada's going to have a great group. What does Wayno do? Pulls out Italy. Oh, I was so mad. An audible fuck came out. And I had to walk away and take the dog out for a walk. I audibly went when I left that door. I went, this just ruined my day. So, Mangiapane, you're an Oiler. Want you to do well. Once the World Cup comes around, fuck you.
That's fair enough.
I'm kidding.
That's fair enough.
Hey,
Nick Alberga, you can get it as well.
Yeah.
You can get it as well.
Italy's got to make it, though, first.
Yeah, right. That's, I believe, they're the one team. I saw Oilers Nation soccer reporter Waz with a good tweet earlier today breaking it down. Also, I was asleep during this whole draw yesterday.
It happened at 11:30.
Oh, so. But no. Well, that tells you what I was at yesterday with the Edmonton Oilers. And, hey, when is the World Cup exactly?
In June. I believe.
I'll watch. I'll commit. Brother. I'll commit. We should do some streams here. I know that we talked about
doing that. That's what we've been talking about.
I can get down on some of that. I can bring some trivia games for these streams. Don't have much insight on the world of soccer, but football.
I don't know if you heard, but I also was in the 90th minute.
I know that. Shut up, my boy.
A lot of people.
R.I.P. Let's go now to the starting goaltender report brought to you by Dogpatch, the very bar we are inside of right now. It's bumping. We got some good tunes going on. We pulled out what is this again? The Renegades of Funk.
Africa. Oh. I got it. You're good.
The
Africa Bada,
Bombata, and Soul Sonic Force.
I don't know. It looked cool.
Always good music down here.
Yeah, the Renegades of Funk.
Well, I shouldn't have done that.
No, I knew as soon as you went,
Dogpatch, it's an amazing time. Let Brett fix this while we
you're good.
And we pull through. Starting goaltender report this evening. It's going to be Eric Comrie versus one Stuart Skinner. There you see the numbers, Stu. Coming off a good stretch here in the last 2 games. He's allowed 1 in the last 50 shots he's faced. And then Eric Comrie, hey, he's above 905, 282. No, Connor Hellebuck has obviously been a massive thing for the Jets this season, but they aren't losing games because of their goaltending. I'll tell you that right now. It has been average. It has been serviceable. It's been everything they needed from their duo thus far. But Connor Hellebuck, even the point that I maybe even want to hammer home further, like last year, we know him. He was unbelievable. He was the MVP of the entire NHL. And this year, he's up to his old tricks, 251, 913. But with that 913, he was still only 8-6-0 on the season because the Jets just continue to struggle to score goals. I'm curious how this injury is going to work for Team USA
Yeah.
when we get to the Olympics here, because it was minor arthroscopic knee surgery. Once again, they said 4 to 6 weeks. There is no timetable right now. That went down 2 to 3 weeks ago. So you maybe want an update. There's plenty of time, but as a Canadian, you never cheer for injury, but I can hope that you stay injured.
Hopefully that's not a Chris Knobloch 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, brother, you don't want that. You
Well,
don't want that if you're a Jets fan.
But you pose a good question, because I was thinking about this today, because I was looking a lot at the January schedule for the Edmonton Oilers. If you haven't taken a look,
Oh, baby, that's a lot of blue.
Look at all that Saturday games. Oh, yeah, you're right. Just one Sunday game. But
I was right. There's only one Sunday game.
okay, sorry. But this heads into the Olympic break. And you're already seeing players across the NHL get in some pretty interesting injuries, getting some pretty interesting injuries that could be an issue. And like, if we're talking about Connor Hellebuck right now, who are we going to be talking about in January?
That's a good point.
And like, I'm very nervous about that as a Canadian. If you do see Connor McDavid like go down and stuff like that, what's going to happen? Sidney Crosby. So I think that's going to become a story across the NHL here in the next couple of weeks, months.
I've been
weeks,
focusing on January, how many home games. I forgot to focus on how many games there are in that month as well. Going to be seeing a lot of these two faces, Skinner versus Comrie, the Skinner side of things. My confidence is getting higher than it's been in a very long time here for Stuart Skinner, because he's looked good in the last two. But the thing is, he's looked good in those last two. It's only 3 games removed from allowing 4 on 8 shots against the Dallas Stars. My memory, so what have you done for me lately? But I cannot forget that performance. We need to lessen those, more of Minnesota Wild games where you only allow 1. And as long as if it's 1 goal, it can be 1 stinker. You still should have won that game. I don't hope for that, but
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Let's go now to the away lineup, brought to you by the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament, going down this January 2026 in the beautiful Lake Mildred. Registration still open, nationgear.ca. You keep hearing me talk about it, Brett. I regret to inform you, I really don't think we're going on this thing. Tyler even said it the other day on Oilers Nation Every Day. He was like, this is funner than nation vacations to Vegas. And he said it, and I'm just looking over and I'm just shooting daggers into his eyes, being like, I'd love to get an invite to, but that sounds sick, sounds nice. So if you want to go there, you should sign up at nationgear.ca. I believe there's still Mosaic teams available. The dream's dead. The dream's dead. I also see Davinson, and he just says drama.
Let me know how it goes.
Also, we should just do it someday and get the Nation Citizens ODR game going down at some. So there's an ODR right by my house.
There's
Actually,
an ODR right
I
over
also
here.
don't want people to know where I live. So yeah, let's do that one. Let's do that one over there. There's a lot of ODRs in Sherwood Park. You're not going to find mine, but let's pull it up. The projected Winnipeg Jets this lineup this evening. Got a little. There it is. Kyle Connor with Mark Scheifele and Gabe Vilardi. This is the trio that gets it done offensively for the Winnipeg Jets. Your second line of Vladislav Nemesnikov with the aforementioned Jonathan Taves and Cole Perfetti. Your third, Niederreiter, Lowry, and Alex Iafallo. Another guy who has been struggling to produce this season. Your fourth line, Cole Koepke, who scored last night, Morgan Barron, and Nate Pearson, who also scored last night. So they did get a couple depth goals last night in their 4-1 win against the Sabres. Reminder, second half of a back-to-back for the Sabres tonight. For the Jets. Deep pairings, Josh Morrissey with Dylan DeMello, Dylan Sandberg with Neil Pionk, then Logan Stanley with their new prospect, Elias Salamonson. So we had, once again, our Jets reporter on yesterday. He said they got high hopes for this guy in the future. The idea of retooling on the fly and not rebuilding. But I want to talk about Mark Scheifele because I'm a huge fan. I love Scheifele. I hate playing against him. He's another one of those, you want him on your squad. Last year, I was pretty vocal that for the Four Nations team, I thought Scheifele should have been on that squad because he's the definition of just winner, good hockey player, can take any role you want, right? He can be a leader at 5v5. He can play center. He can play wing. He can be on a power play. He can kill penalties. He can be a physical beast out there as well and lay the body. And he's one of those guys that in a short tournament, whatever role you need him to play on, he's a guy who will buy in, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, 120 minutes. He's a guy who will play 100 minutes. He's a guy who will play 120 minutes. He's a guy who will play 100 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 minutes. He's a guy don't want to be like so cliche, but 110%. He goes the extra mile, and he's having another good season. 14 goals, 21 apples, 35 points in 27 games. Still only 32 years old, which now is a 30-year-old man. That's not that old, damn it.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty good. It's still got to, once again, depends. Is there going to be a rink for the Olympics? Is it going to be 3 to 4 feet too short?
Hey.
Or is it going to be Olympic style? That really depends for who you're going to pick on this roster or any roster by that means. But Bert Scheifele, stud, he still got it. Do you agree with me last year? Like I remember watching Travis Konechny was the guy that I was all over going, why was Scheifele not in the team over him? Thoughts. Or and then
Sorry,
player to
I
watch.
thought you were gonna have something else after
I
that.
need to drink my beer.
I do remember you saying that, in fact. But apparently building hockey rinks isn't exactly something that Italians are good at, so there's that. So
this is the wildest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Like, how many years in advance do you know that you're getting the Olympics?
Yeah.
And like, maybe it's like skeet shooting course, that track. I'd be like, okay, you cut some corners from time to time.
Yeah.
Not the
I just imagine like
for
a
men's
wood
and women's ice hockey. Like how is that possible? That is maybe we're biased because we're Canadians. We love hockey so much, but like I think a lot of people would say their number one draw for the Winter Olympics is the men's and women's hockey. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I thought also you were talking about my Italian hate because I just don't want it. It kind of borders something bad. So I just want
Bordato's
to know.
are Spanish, not Italian.
No,
Italian,
for sure.
Spanish.
I just don't want to cross that line. People want to. It's sports. I'm kidding. But
only in the World Cup.
I would love. Yeah, exactly. I would love Mark Scheifele to be on this Canadian team because he can produce and be a player and play in big time games. Listen, the way his season came to an end last year was devastating. Taking that penalty late against was it Dallas or was it St. Louis? I guess it would have been Dallas. No, St. Louis. When he took that penalty late in overtime, I think it was Game 7. I believe it was St. Louis.
I would think so.
I believe it was St. Louis, and just the way his season ended, that sucked. So like, it's tough to say he's a big game player because Winnipeg hasn't had like the big games that the other guys on this Canadian roster have been, more than Travis Konechny, to be fair. So yeah, I would love Mark Scheifele to be on that team because I think he deserves to be on there. Just an unbelievable guy to have in the locker room, guy who fights hard and plays full 60 minutes, like every time that he's out there. So
he's a dog. He
is a dog, absolutely. So yeah, I would love Mark Scheifele and my player to watch, Cole Perfetti. I love Cole Perfetti. I love it. Just
he's not having a great production so far this season.
Nope.
But that's a guy that they were hoping to take that next step,
and a guy that it can happen and start at any point.
Sure,
not
tonight, damn it.
Yeah, but a guy where you could sit there and go, it could be tonight.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Toews will not be on the Olympic roster this year. Just wanted to clarify and confirm that with everybody. Also, with last change, the Oilers can find a way here to just use and abuse Jonathan Toews. I'm going to feel dirty. I'm going to feel gross about it, but I will profit off it. On Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Bart, throw it up for me. We went 3 for 3 in the last game. In fact, 2 of my last 3 games, I have gone a perfect 3 for 3. So as the Oilers get hot, shocker, the boards man also might get hot tonight. I even went with their all wearing the jersey photos.
Yeah, I like that.
I neatly organized this. Shout out Imogen.com. Helping us out.
That's a good touch.
Evan Bouchard, the first pick, 1+ point at -160. Bouchard's having a good run right now. 8 points over his last 5 games. 1 goal, 7 assists. Next one, Connor, plus sign next to his name for 2 points. I smashed. He's hit this in 2 of his last 3. Last game, he had 7 shots on goal. We're smashing that one again. And then the final option, Darnell Nurse, 2+ blocks. Going back to the well. He's hit this in 4 straight. With 2, 3, 3, 2 parlayed together. This is plus 350, courtesy of our friends from Bet365.
What was
do you like it or do you love it?
I do.
I love it.
I do. Because what was that viral sensation guy? Smash, smash, smash.
Kai, the hatchet wielding guy.
Yeah.
Shout out Netflix. Great documentary
yes,
as well.
From Edmonton, Alberta. God, we breed a lot
Family
of great
Feud.
people.
There's a Family Feud survey question.
Yeah, don't
They-
tell. Why the fuck would you say that?
That's right. Well, no, they knew.
Shut up.
Sort of a private hatchet. That'd be a very
I
niche-
would have put him down, damn it.
That's a very niche category.
Yeah, no, I like all of them, especially if you're putting a plus sign in front of Connor.
You
Sign
got
me up.
anything cooked up?
No, I I am
Taking the night off.
I'm
Good
saving my-
serving for tomorrow.
Yeah, bingo.
I get it.
I watched that Spider the other game go just miss, and I said,
That's too bad. That's
Yeah,
too bad. Score
I think
predictions
so.
in the chat. We got to go quick here. What are you thinking goes down this evening against the Winnipeg Jets? Once again, Stuart Skinner versus Eric Comrie. The McHuge trio stays together on the top line. Brett, rub that crystal ball. What happens?
Yeah, I told the guy at the vape store I think the Oilers are going to win 5-1. So I hope he has fun at White Avenue tonight, and 5-1 Oilers. Let's say David Tomasek. Why not?
Tommy
Even
Smoke.
though I said earlier he's not going.
For me, I think the offense continues. I'm going to go 5-2 for the Oilers. Nobby said it himself. Allow 2 every game. The Oilers should be able to outscore their problems. I'm going 5-2 with a Zachary Martin-Hyman anytime goal. He's about to go on a run here. He's about to put some points together, build his case for the Team Canada Olympic team. Like I said, he scored off his skate, scored a beautiful breakaway, run to the front of the net there. The Zach is back, and that'll do it for us here pre-gaming with the Bordzy down at Dogpatch. Come on down. It's cold. It's snowy outside. It's warm and toasty
Buzzing
inside
in here.
Dogpatch. We're going to have a good meal.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, you know what? In support of Wazzy, been talking about this for the last couple of days.
You're going to borscht?
I'm gonna borscht.
Dude, should we
Yeah,
borscht?
I'm
Saturday
gonna
night
borscht
borscht.
so
Boys
hard.
borschten?
Oh, fuck, we're gonna
Fuck yeah, let's
so
borscht.
hard.
All right, I love you all. I love you. I love Waz. I love World of Warcraft, hopefully. Let me know what it's like down there in the building, because I'm very confused and I'm very curious as to what they're going to do inside the building to promote this game. But either way, good luck on the Bet365 Battleground. Shout out all of our lovely sponsors. And Burton Boards will be live for Oilers Nation After Dark at the conclusion of this hockey game. Throw down your courtesy like on the way out. Make sure you are subscribed, and we will chat in a couple of hours. Good luck, everybody.